Hi friends, today we're doing a video about waitressing, and this one will help whether you're a first time waitress or if you are experienced and you just want a little extra tips and tricks. I also have put some together to help even new ones or experienced ones. I waitressed for about 3 years at a previous place, and now I do waitress at a pizza place. The one I waitressed at before was more of a diner, and we had like ice creams and burgers, and now I'm working at a pizza place. I've been here for almost a year, and so this video is a little bit of an experience, but again, it's only been, a little bit more than 4 years for me. So it hasn't been super long, but I do want to share my tips and tricks on how I do get higher tips than per se other colleagues or people. And I'm not talking about my current job where I work, but even just my old jobs where I would work and I would make a little bit more. So if you are a new waitress, congratulations on your position. I'm sure you're super nervous and have a ton of questions, because when I first started waitressing, I was so nervous because now you are surrounded by a bunch of different personalities and you have to learn how to work with all of them and make them all happy. It takes a lot of patience. It's a social work type environment, but you're also working with food industry, so it's a mix. So it definitely has its ups and its downs and its perks. And so I want to share a couple tips and tricks on how you can survive this industry. First off, I wanted to talk about my actual uniform. So what we wear is actually just this polo tee, and then you wear obviously your apron. I have a black jeans on, and then I'm also going to share with you my shoes that I wear. So I'm going to pick them up real quick. These ones are right here. They're probably not the best shoes for waitressing. I only do this 3 days out of the week. I work Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So I am a part-time worker. I don't do it full-time. I do a different job full-time, but that does not demean my research that I've done, because I've watched a ton of videos, and I worked as a full-time waitress for those 3 years straight. And I worked at a Big Boy, if you're wondering what it was. So it was like burgers and a bunch of stuff. These shoes are $9.99 at Walmart. I'm not someone who likes to spend a lot of money on fancy things, but I just wanted to share that with you in case you were like, where'd you get those shoes from? They are slip resistant, but if you step on a tomato like I did, it's not as slip resistant, but I didn't fall. So those are the shoes. I just wanted to share those with you real quick. And then of course my waitressing apron, I have this in here, and it has all these different pockets in there. So I guess one of my tricks would be having something that's different than just that black one that a lot of different companies use. Because when you pull this out, it's a little bit different. It's kind of like a happy approach, and it has all these different colors. This galaxy theme is really pretty. It's only $12.99 on Amazon. I can link this down below, and I will share my Amazon favorites list down below so that you can click on it in case you're interested. So let's get to the tips and tricks. The first one that I kind of made up, which I couldn't find on any other videos or websites, was to be fast. Now I know that this does vary depending on where you work and how busy you are. Because trust me, I've had a phase where I have 15 tables at once, and some of them are 5 tops, which means 5 people, and some of them are 4 tops, which is 4 people. And then we have a lot of 2 tops, which are couples, or maybe people who come with their kids. And I understand that it does get busy, but I'm going to tell you the biggest thing when I'm eating out that drives me absolutely bonkers, and I'm sure other people, is when you are sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. Now, there is a fine line. I do understand that we are very understaffed right now in the world, and that it is a lot harder. I do respect you fully. I am a waitress too, and I understand, because I take all the tables usually by myself. Wednesdays I'm there by myself, and earlier in the shifts on Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes I am alone for the first hour. And that's when we get hit the hardest, especially lately, has been that first hour where you get 15 tables by yourself. So I understand the hustle and bustle, but I just want to tell you the biggest thing that I have gotten compliments on that has helped my tips is being fast. I know it's hard, and I know that it's going to be a struggle at first, because I struggled with it too. You learn your own method, because since I work at a pizza place, a lot of people get pizza or pastas and stuff like that. So when they're ordering all these foods, you have to learn a particular order which works for you. So what I found works is before I get people's drinks, I will usually throw the bread in, because a lot of people get salads, bread, and pizza. That's like my most typical order that I get on a busy days. And even 5 tops, 6 tops will usually get this order of food. So I will get drinks first, and then I will get the bread in first in the oven so that it can cook, and then I will get all of the different drinks for the individual person. So this does help you with tips. Like I said, I do get a lot of compliments on my speedy, how fast I am, and people always say she's friendly, she's fast, she's a keeper. And that's so important. It also depends on what industry you work in. Everybody wants fast, but the most important thing is to realize that if you are working in different industries, sometimes it's different for you. We do not have a food runner where I work. We do not have a busser where I work. We do everything on our own pretty much. We did have a busser for a little bit, but she just quit. Again, everything is very, very understaffed. So it is very hard. And we understand, we are all with you, and we are standing with you because I understand the struggle. Telling you though, try and be as fast as you can with also being efficient. So don't be like rushing around and throwing stuff around and being like, oh, this is so crazy, because I understand how you're feeling. But we just have to try and stay strong. People are patient. There is kind tables that you will get who will say, oh, don't worry, honey, we understand. We see you have 10 other tables. Calm down, breathe, because it does get really overwhelming. So now we're going to get into the next step, which is be friendly. Always smile. That is so important. Smile through the pain, smile through the stress, smile through everything. And I'm not trying to scare you away from waitressing because it's a great industry to work in, but I'm trying to get everybody to understand that at moments when you're really slammed and you don't have any help, you will feel like the weight is on your shoulders because you have all these people that stare you down and they're like, hello. And you feel like you're really overwhelmed at times. I get that way too. Every waitress does. And just be friendly, smile through it, laugh it off. If you spill something or whatever, just laugh. It's okay. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. And just try and do that. And that will really change the mood of your day. So another really important thing is to introduce yourself and to make sure that you do it right away. So when I first go up, I'm like, hello, my name is Katie. I will be taking care of you today. We have Coke products here. What can I get you? That's another tip. I kind of merged 2 tips into one, because when you offer Coke beverages, say we have Coke, Diet Coke, root beer, that usually will more influence people's decision to go towards more getting soda beverages instead of just getting water. So that'll make your tips get higher just because your bill is getting higher. Another one of these tips and tricks after introducing yourself, obviously, like I said, do the Coke products trick. If you have Pepsi products at your work, or even if you work at a more fancy establishment and you offer very fine wine or draft beers and you see that the crowd looks like a group of older, like over 21, you can also offer that. Any liquor, wine helps to build that bill. And that's another really important thing, because regardless of any of this stuff, most people, if you do at least adequate serving, you don't have to do like super crazy serving, they still will do 20% just out of, the kindness of their hearts. But that was some of my main things that I first started doing when I was waitressing. And then obviously one of them that kind of is basic is repeat order back to them. And the study showed that a lot of people's tips increased even as much as 68%. So this one I hadn't done in the beginning, but now in the past 6 months, I've been doing it a lot more. Sometimes I do forget. I'm not perfect. I don't do it every single table, but if I do remember and I'm not super slammed in my mind where my mind is scrambled, I'm so much better at like the personalization and the repeating the order back. But most of the time, about 80% of the time, I will repeat the order back, because it does show, studies do show that they feel like you really do care about them and that you're taking your time with them and that you're not just rushed, even though you are rushed because you work in that fast-paced industry. I know. But sometimes they go in and they kind of want you to slow down and give them a little bit of personalization because they're paying for a service at the end of the day. So, another one that was interesting to me that I actually did not know until a couple days ago, and I had naturally just done this, and I don't know why I didn't notice that I did this, but serving smaller groups, there was a study done by a psychologist shown that the larger the group being served, most servers get smaller tip percentage. Study determined that people often use the thought process called diffusion of responsibility, meaning they assume somebody else will cover the tip. Taking smaller groups could even be 5 tops or 4 tops or 6 tops. Again, any tops that I'm saying is people, and that's a small group. If you're taking like 15, 20 people, like this one says, people don't know who is tipping, and some people feel uncomfortable asking how much are you leaving, and not all people are like this. Most family members are like, oh, leave a tip. And this actually hasn't really happened to me much because I'll take big groups and I've been tipped big bills on big groups. So it's kind of a 50-50. They say that studies show, but not all studies are 100% accurate because some of them are a little bit older. So do whatever you think is best for you. I do know my sister also waitresses, and she loves taking parties and going to parties. And she also goes to actual events and she serves there because she makes way more bang for her buck. And we do at my restaurant that we work at, we do serve like liquor and wine, which helps our bills go up, up, up. So that's another good plus because we offer the spirits and the wine, so, and the beer. And so another one is, this one was kind of weird for me. I've struggled with this one back and forth because I have my days where I don't want to get dolled up. Being a mom, working full time, trying to be a significant other, trying to cook, trying to clean, trying to manage your life. And on top of it, knowing that when you work in certain industries, you have to have an appearance. I'm not saying you have to be like goddess style pretty, but I'm saying that when people are more in tune with how their appeal is, tips tend to be higher. Like when you smile more, it doesn't matter what you look like, in my opinion, because either way, my tips have always kind of stayed the same, even the days I've gone to work with little to no makeup. So if I go in and I got like a pimple showing, I haven't really experienced that where my tips were less. A lot of our people that come in though are older people. I serve more of an elder senior citizen, but we do, because our business has been around for over 60 years. Sorry about that. My throat is like really dry, but 60 plus years. So, excuse me. A lot of people have been going there since they were in diapers. So they go in there and they naturally usually tip higher. But again, we do get new people. We do get big groups and younger groups and 21 groups where they're 21 years old and they want to drink and stuff, which is all perfectly fine, but you have to adapt and conquer. So if you see new people coming in, you have to change it up, right? You got to be like, but if you got a regular, you can kind of let down your walls. So, I mean, waitressing is all about like flexibility, being able to kind of like, not alternate personalities, but I guess kind of like be who you feel like what they would want as a server, because everybody's different. Some people don't want to be bothered. Some people want you to be extra attentive. It all just depends on the crowd. So you have to learn your group and conquer by doing that. But this one is basically saying this tip that I researched, it kept popping up. So I'm like, I'm just going to say it, but it's such a touchy subject because it says that wearing makeup increases your tips. I don't know if I 100% agree with this one, but yes, doll, if you want to be gorgeous and wear a bunch of makeup, you do it. If you want to wear little makeup, you can do that. That's what I usually do. But again, I frequently will go without makeup and I've been fine. It all kind of depends on what you've experienced. I did go with makeup on today and, you know, the tips were pretty much the same. I can't complain. I mean, yeah, they might be a tad bit higher, but it also says women wearing stuff in their hair does get more tips. This one's new to me. I actually did not know this till today. And I wear stuff in my hair all the time. Like I always have like this cute little like scrunchie in, or I wear like headbands. I have not done flowers yet, but it said that waitresses that wear like flowers in their hair usually get more tips. They appear to be more kind, which I know it's kind of going down a rabbit hole now because it's like, how can a flower tell you if someone's kind, right? Like that does not, but yeah, this is all just studies done. And this is why I saved these for last, because these are kind of like, do they really? It just depends where you work. Like my sister, she works at a $4 sign at a $4 sign establishment. I work at a $2 sign at a $4 sign establishment. So, I mean, it kind of depends. She wears like a tuxedo to work and I wear a polo shirt. It all depends. Adapt and conquer. Like I said, waitressing is so flexible. If you have questions or you want to contact me directly, you can easily use any of my social media and just contact me, ask me any questions you have, and just let me know what you want to know, because I've done it for a decent amount of time, not like a super long time, but a decent amount. So these were my tips and tricks. Another like random fun fact is that credit and debit people do tend to tip higher just due to the fact that they have to see what they're writing out. So some of them get guilty consciences if they're writing down low amounts. So that was all my fun facts, tips and tricks of the day. And I really hope this helped. Again, if you have any more questions, please comment them below. I will answer each and every single comment. I still don't get much engagement in my videos, and I know that there is people viewing it. So if you are interested, please do comment, because I will answer and I will reply to you. I love to engage with people. This doesn't need to be like YouTube commenter. This can be me and you, equal level waitresses working out here in this world, in this crazy, crazy world. And I do post very much frequently throughout the week. I post new videos, I post new ideas. And if you love anything, my crazy life or your crazy life, please follow me, subscribe, like this video. It does help me out, and I do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.